Peace, Chiefs and Deers. It's Bronzebird here with another video. Before I begin, like and subscribe. Thank you. So this is just a brief conversation about the ever so lasting trend that's going on. I don't even think it's a trend. I just think that this is the future of society. That, you know, you're starting to have a lot of young men who come into this idea of being, more not necessarily in touch with their feminine side, but trying to go against the status quo and the gender normality of when it comes to dressing. Now, in this video, you have a parent that decides to confront a boy who's wearing a dress to prom, and it starts to become an uneasy conversation because it starts to go along with this whole idea about cancel culture, or people shouldn't have the right to say certain things about a man who decides to wear traditional women's clothing and all these different things. And, you know, a lot of people are starting to get their speeches and their opinions revoked by the National Republic. People who disagree, who say you shouldn't say that, you should mind your business, and this, that, and the third. And my thing about it is this. Sometimes you have to let children make their own decisions. Now, if that's their decision to wear a dress like that, that's ultimately up to them. But an outsider parent coming to a child and saying you look disgusting and you look gross kind of hits the blurred lines, because certain people may refer to that as harassment, saying that the child, saying that the parent has no right on trying to tell somebody else's child what they can and what they cannot wear, or critiquing that child for wearing the exact same outfit. Believe you me, if I had a child right now, that my child would be reprimanded for wearing a dress. That's just my opinion. I want my child, or I want my future son, to be a boy. I want my son to understand you wear a tuxedo or you wear a suit to a prom. You don't wear a dress to a prom. And I understand this is part of socialization, where they're trying to convince men that they can wear the same outfits as women. That's where the whole entire equality argument comes in my opinion, where they're trying to say that women can dress like men and men can dress like women, so that they blur the lines on what is appropriate and what is not appropriate. So now that it starts to become this, that boys can come outside looking slutty as ever and look just like a woman and look lustful to the eye, just like a woman could look lustful to the eye with the outfit choices that they make. Now, in this video, I'm just going to let it play and I'll give my commentary along the way. So peep.
I chose what I want to wear, so you can fuck off. Okay? Okay.
Is that right?
Think he looks gross? Looks disgusting? Yeah?
Yeah. You look like...
I look like what? What does he look like?
You look like an idiot.
Get the fuck away from me! What does he look like?
And my thing about it is this. To be honest with you, you know what's going to go down with this. Like, as a parent, that these other parents and, fellow students is going to come to harass, or not really harass, but videotape men like this one that you see, that it seems as if he's harassing that boy for wearing a dress. Like I said before, the decision is made by the child. Now, the parents don't say anything about the child wearing a dress. That is ultimately on them. The thing about it is, now in society, what you have to do is primarily just mind your business, because no matter what you say or you do, when you have an opinion just like mine, or you dare to be the one that goes against that in general, people want to make it out for you to be the bad guy. And no matter what you say or do, this is what they hold against you. Now, they could go extreme and try to say that the parent is barred certain privileges and their kid could be suspended based on the actions of their parents. This could be something that could happen when it comes to things like this. So that's just out there putting a warning to people to understand what exactly is going on and what exactly helpful tips you can do in order to not get involved in a situation. But even though this is technically a wrong on his behalf, not necessarily the child, it's a wrong on his behalf for jumping into something he shouldn't. Now, he can have his commentary on it. He could say that it's disgusting and gross, but going that far to go ahead to a child directly and trying to antagonize him for wearing a dress, kind of ridiculous.
Please stop. Oh, do not. No, sir. No, sir. I can fucking record you all I want. Get the fuck away. Keep talking. Please. Look like a moron. Get away.
Come on, please.
Listen.
Stop, please.
It's just prom.
This is a special night.
It's kids. It's a bunch of kids. Come on, dude.
Just don't let one thing bother you. Just please. Stop.
I'm sorry. I'm gorgeous.
Stop.
How are you?
Yes. Yep. Just gorgeous. Great.
And no matter how funny he thinks it is, I mean, you're not gonna win in this debate, my friend. I just have to really make this clear. Like, you're not gonna win when it comes to this, especially because now the rise of femboys and feminized men who feel as if it's more appropriate to wear dresses and not have any ganders or any. No one should critique them. You know, this is a situation you should just be out of. This is proper conflict resolution.
Are you okay?
I'm great.
Okay, let's go. Just go and have fun.
He's the one that's following us. We moved. Like, we moved from over there to over here.
Let's go. Okay?
Seriously, come on, dude. We don't want any problems tonight.
Is it really worth it?
That's the end of the video. But my thought is this. I get it. You know, it's something that we don't really seem as a norm. And a lot of these, like, you know, these people, these commentators, especially people from BuzzFeed and all these liberalism sites, will try to go ahead and review the clip or find ways of trying to pull out some sorrow points to say the child or the parent, no, to say the parent is wrong, and children who make fun of kids who decide to wear a dress because inside they feel some type of way, and all this other stuff, their feelings should be honored. We're living in a crazy ass society. And the thing about it is, I can only advise to parents, continue to teach your children what is right from wrong. Now, the thing about it is, when they're at the age of maybe the tender age of 16 or 17 years old or 18, then they can inspire themselves to make their own decisions, which is the reason I don't really fault the child that's wearing a dress. I fault more of the parent, only because the parent is not the actual parent of that child. Well, that's what it seems like in the video. But at the end of the day, you can only do the best job that you can do as a parent and make sure that you don't jump into things that may harm you in the end, because people like to pull out clips, people like to pull out their cameras and find a way to demonize you for having an action or a different opinion because you don't agree with what is taking place in society. It's crazy. But what I will teach to y'all is this. Make sure you teach your sons, especially, and your daughters, what it is supposed to be like to be a woman or a man. Now, if they decide that they don't want to go with the social normalities and they feel as if when they grow up to be a teenager, especially when they're 17, 18 years old, they want to make decisions like wearing a dress to the prom, that's ultimately their decision. You can do the best thing that you could do, because it comes to a certain time where children do not value their parents' opinions. Now, they'll listen to their parents, but ultimately they'll start to get into their mind. They don't have to listen to you. They can listen to their own and make their own decisions without you. But never stop being a parent. It's my point also. Peace.